Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing great wherever you were. Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing great wherever you are. This is American Finance Briefing from live Michigan, where we're going to talk about the politics in the United States. So as you've heard, Bondi, the Attorney General from the United States, has been fired. The DOJ Attorney General has been fired by President Trump, who it is said had grown frustrated with Bondi. 8 sources told different news channels, including the NBC. The president named Deputy Attorney General Todd Branch as acting Attorney General in a post Truth Social. Right, it's after Christine Naum from DHS, Department of Homeland Security, who was also fired 2 months ago. And this follows also the resignation of Kent, the anti-terrorist officer, director. This follows also not Kash Patel, the deputy of Kash Patel, who moved back to the podcast business. So yeah, welcome to America, where politics is slightly changing on high speed. That's because there is a lot of things going on in the United States, and people are kind of frustrated from the increase of oil. So now the gallon has skyrocketed, price has skyrocketed to $4 per gallon. It was previously 2.9 cents. And yeah, there are also many people who are frustrated from the war, the US-Israel-Iran war. Some claims that President Trump, during his campaign, he promised Americans to not invade any country or wedge the United States into war, but it has been the opposite. Other claims that he promised people to reduce the cost, but now it has kind of doubled. Other claims that President Trump has said he will install the Social Security and put American first, but people are not. And people are complaining that President Trump is not delivering. Instead, he's engaged in his own agendas. That's how critics say. But for President Trump, he says that, fighting Iran is also putting American first, because otherwise Iran is a threat to the United States of America. And that he don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons or ballistic missile, which they can fire up to the United States soil. So United States has to prevent it in collaboration with Israel. But critics says this benefits Israel than the United States. And this is American Briefing. My name is Gene, and we are talking about the American politics. Please subscribe, share, and like. So Bondi is gone, replaced by Todd Branch, who was his deputy attorney general. And people are wondering who is going to be the attorney general of the United States. Is it Todd Branch, who is going to take over the position? President Trump mentioned that Todd Branch will be occupying the position temporarily, and that they will look for someone. President Trump said he had no issue with Attorney General Bondi, but people says this politics, this diplomatic rhetoric, diplomatic speech, since the other sources says he has been grown frustrated by Bondi performances when it comes to delivering justice. There are some other critics who say President Trump used the DOJ, Department of Justice, to threaten, follow his critics, his opposition, which he denies completely. So this is the American First Briefing. We can move on. DHS is still shut down. The Senate sent its bill to partially refund the Department of Homeland Security back to the House this morning during to pro forma sessions. House leader then adjourned their own pro forma session without taking actions on the measure, which they had rejected last week before the Congress left for a 2-week break. So the problem is the Democrats don't want to fund ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They don't want. After what happens to Minnesota, after they killed two citizens from two U.S. citizens in Minnesota, the Democrats said, no way, we will not fund again the ICE. And this is putting the government shut down. And the Republicans are suggesting the proposal to fund the DHS in general, including the ICE, and Democrats are saying no. This is going to be a long shutdown, I think. Yeah, the Democrat has rejected last week another proposal before Congress left for a 2-week break. And today, President Trump also will sign pay EO. Trump said today that he would soon sign an executive order to pay all employees at DHS, which has been shut down for more than 40 days because of the ICE issue. And you remember the judge has canceled the ballroom. And President Trump is saying like he's going to read the ballroom vote. The National Capital Planning Commission, led by Trump appointees, voted today to approve the president's plans for a White House ballroom. The commission was deluded with larger negative public comments ahead of the hearing on the proposal, which the judge turned really down. So Tina Peters' sentence tossed. A Colorado appeal court threw out election denier Tina Peters' 9 years prison sentence, finding that the lower court violated her First Amendment rights for free speech related to her allegations of election fraud. So Tina Peters was a crucial fan and supporter of President Trump, and we don't know if President Trump is going to pardon her. Democrats and anti-Trump protesters are saying Tina deserves this sentence. He deserves to be in jail. But others are saying, no. He's a free speech crusaders, and she should remain free. And that's it. Thank you so much for your attention. Please subscribe, share, and like. This is where we're going to talk about American politics. We talk about also money and businesses and entrepreneurship in general. Thank you so much. We appreciate if you can share, like, and comments. Hasta la vista. Goodbye. We love you and we appreciate your support.